Hey there, ghouls and gals, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Hillary, and if you're not new here, well, welcome back. If you guys haven't noticed, or if you're returning and you see my background, we are now have a brand new background. So this is where we do things now, in the woods. Tonight we are going to be covering the mysterious story of Elisa Lam, and this one's pretty weird. It's an unsolved mystery. We don't know what happened to her currently, so I kind of want to dive right on into it. Also, we are going to be having a brand new opening, because right now it says Hillary Cared and there's some little fires behind it and everything. That's going to be gone soon, hopefully within the next few days, but we'll wait and see for the unveiling of that. But for right now, we're in the haunted forest. Let's get started. Also, guys, don't judge me. I have a sunburn. I went outside. I know, COVID, don't go outside. I did go outside. It was such a nice day. And I forgot how powerful the sun was, and it burned my face. So that's why I'm red, if you're wondering. Now, Elisa Lam was a student at the University of British Columbia who ended up at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. And she was visiting there, I guess on a school trip or just on a trip in general. And this, unfortunately, is where she was last seen. She was last seen in the Cecil Hotel. So Elisa would contact her parents every day just to tell them that she was okay. She would call them every day after her exploring of Los Angeles and would just phone them and let them know how her day was, what she did that day. But one day she didn't call them, and that scared them. So they contacted the LAPD, or the Los Angeles Police Department. On January 31st, 2013, when Elisa was actually scheduled to check out of the Cecil Hotel to head to Santa Cruz for the next part of her trip, that's when she officially went missing and her parents got scared and, like I said, called the LAPD. The LAPD was having no luck in finding her, and her parents actually flew in to help search for their daughter. Hotel staff that saw Lam that day said that she was outside the hotel, she was alone, she was by herself, and nothing really weird was going on. There was a lady from across the street who was the lady that saw her that day. Again, said nothing was wrong. She was a manager of a nearby bookstore, I believe, and she said that Lam was a very friendly person. She didn't have any problems as far as she knew, which I don't know how long she knew her for, but that day nothing weird went on. Police searched the hotel to the extent that they legally were allowed to. They searched her room, they searched all throughout, and they actually had dogs go in and out of the Cecil Hotel to see if they could catch her scent, but nothing really came of that, and that was about it. But Sergeant Rudy Lopez, who I guess was one of the guys working on the case at that time, said that they were not allowed to search every single room. I guess as it was still a hotel, still operational, they weren't legally allowed to go into every single room to see whether or not this dog could pick up the scent or whether or not they could find any more clues as to where she was. They even searched the rooftop, which is later kind of, spoiler alert, where she was found, and they still picked up no scent. On February 15th, the LAPD released a video of Lam, which was the last known sighting, and it's kind of the thing that went worldwide. It's of her in an elevator, and she's acting very strangely. She's moving her arms weirdly, and she almost looks like she's hiding from somebody, but there's just something off about it, and I'm actually gonna include that video right now, and you guys can decide for yourself whether or not you think she was on drugs or somebody was chasing her or she was hiding from somebody. I guess you guys decide. So this video that we're just watching actually went viral. It went all over the place, and a lot of people have reviewed it and come up with some theories. There's actually several theories of what she possibly could have been doing. There was one that she was moving her arms to maybe get the elevator moved because someone was chasing her. Another theory is that she was on ecstasy and maybe tripping out a little bit being in that hotel or in the elevator. I don't know. I've never been on ecstasy, so I don't know what it feels like. And the other one was that she was having a psychotic episode because she was bipolar. Now, she was bipolar and she was actively taking medication for this, so this could be an explanation as to why she was moving so erratically, but we still don't know. So now we're gonna get into how Elisa was discovered, and she was only missing for about... Future Hillary coming at you from the editing process. It was actually 6 days, not 16. Future Hillary out. 16 days until she was found on February 19th. And the reason she was found was because people in the Cecil Hotel started to complain. And what they started to complain about was their water. There was low water pressure, there was black water, and a water that had a weird taste, and that led them to go to the roof of the hotel and look inside the water tanks that they had that they used to supply to the entire hotel. So on February 19th, Lam's body was found in one of the 4,000-gallon tanks on the roof of the Cecil Hotel. Now, this particular water tank that she was found in was providing the entire hotel with water to the guest rooms, to the kitchen, and to the coffee shop. So for a brief period of time, people were essentially drinking body water. On February 21st, the Los Angeles Coroner's Department said that it was an accidental drowning due to bipolar disorder as a contributing factor to her death, but it was ruled accidental. The toxicology report came back and said that Lam only had a 0.2% alcohol in her system, so nothing really to worry about, and 2 forms of drugs. One being ibuprofen, which is Advil, and the other one being for her bipolar disorder. Now, this is where we're going to get to some of the unresolved issues, because no one knows how she got into that tank. The roof to the Cecil Hotel is locked with only staff having passcodes, so she should not have been able to just walk on up there and dive on in. Doesn't really make sense. And now we also get into the question of how she got into the tank itself, because it's not like a door. You can't just open it on up. You need ladders to get up there and possibly help. Like, this wasn't a one-person job. People that access this tank usually have a ladder, other people with them. It's not something that she can just shimmy up Spider-Man style. I don't understand how she could, one, get on, unless she took the fire escape. There is saying that she could have had access to the fire escape to get on top, but to get in, it's basically impossible. And also, these water tanks have lids that are on top of them, and they are very hard to put back from the inside. It is not a lid that you would be able to just, while you're floating in water, and place back into place. You would need somebody to close it. So these are the weird things of, like, how'd you get into this place? How'd you climb up, get in? I think she had removed her clothes too, like her clothes were removed, and dive yourself on in and fix the lid back onto this 1,000-gallon tank for water. And if we want to go back to the beginning, like I said, there were police dogs that did go up on the roof, and they did do a sweep to see if she was on the roof, and they got back nothing. So nothing was found on the roof. Although it said they weren't super close to the tanks when they were looking, they still were up there and found nothing. It's also said that her phone went missing, and it was not found in her hotel room or on her person. So to this day, nobody's found her phone. Nobody knows where her phone is. Some people speculate that maybe it was stolen, but we still don't know. For me, it's also a little bit interesting to add in that the Cecil Hotel has seen its fair share of sketchy people. Richard Ramirez was known to stay at this particular hotel, as well as the Black Dahlia, before her death. So I don't know. I don't think that she could have gotten up there by herself. Like, maybe she could have gotten on the roof, but I don't think she could have gotten into that tank alone. I think that maybe someone put her in there, and it's unfortunate that she was in there so long because the way that her body had decayed, it was very hard to do all the DNA tests that needed to be done to figure out if, I don't know, maybe there's blood under her fingernails. Like, we just won't know. So that's what irks me. So that's it, guys, on the Elisa Lam. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for joining me in the haunted forest, and there are going to be some more changes coming up soon, but I'm not going to tell you what they are because it's going to be a surprise. Talk to you guys later and see you soon. Bye.